What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. Playtime is over. It's time to get down to business because we're on to the final details here and we want to get this thing finished up so that we can show you the finished product because I'm really excited about it. So make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you hit subscribe. Stay tuned. Let's go. All right, so we've got all of our field boards installed and now we're starting to cut out some of the perimeters with the track saw. Track saw went on the fritz on Friday. We got rained out anyway, so I had to scramble, find one in stock, buy a new one over the weekend. Another like $700, new track, new saw. But hey, we're not gonna focus on that. We're gonna focus on the cool cuts that we're gonna make with it today. So we're gonna start cutting these borders and we're gonna show you how it works. Luckily, the last one was corded. I decided this time, since I gotta buy a new one, we'll go with the cordless version. So Ant's a little happy. He loves that cordless
juice.
All right, so Ant's gonna show you how this thing works. We've showed you a few times before, but Pat, come a little closer. This is the cutting edge right here, and this is what's doing the work right here, this little groove. So it just rides along that and gives you perfect butter smooth laser straight cuts, which is great, especially on something like this. So check it out. Got it in my Amazon store, links in the description. All right, so Ant's gonna get this cut, then that'll be it for the perimeter borders, and then we can jump into this interior inlay, and that's where it's gonna get a little bit more complicated, but we'll figure it out. Now we're on to the complicated part. We need to transfer these lines from here to there, make sure everything lines up and our blocking is all in the right spot. So this is obviously a higher deck, so what we're doing is just putting a level to continue that line up. I already have some marks here, and we're gonna see if this works. Jose's gonna hold this one nice and level.
I'm good.
I'm good.
So our inlay is running perpendicular to these boards here, and these are already set as well. So what I did was I used our big collapsible square. I made some marks here, extended them down here, and then that's when we did that level thing. And let's go back up here. So the big test was when we snap that line, we already know that we're perpendicular off of those two boards that we already installed. So once we snap this, we should be perpendicular to these boards as well. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
That's perfect. So we're gonna get these cut. Everything's gonna work out perfectly. I'm pretty pumped. Now that we have one side of this cut, we're gonna measure off of that for our next cut. I always like to make one first and then measure off the actual cut instead of measuring off of a line. I like to use a framing square so we can just make sure we're pulling perpendicular off of this and get a super accurate measurement. So
this is some precision stuff here.
So we wanna make sure we're precise. Come on. Come on. Don't do this to Daddy right now. All right, so we got all of our borders cut in. All the inlays are cut with the track saw. Now we start the really cool part of so now we're starting the really fun part of doing this inlay. We've got 5 pieces per run. So we're gonna start from the outside and work our way in. We're ripping down the dark slate to somewhere around 2 inches, but we wanna get this stuff installed first. So if we need to make slight adjustments on that, we can rip that to say 1 7/8, whatever it ends up being. I forget exactly what we planned on, but we have some adjustment there. So we'll do the 3.5 Sierra and then 5.5 Kaya in the middle, and then we'll see exactly what we need to rip that to so it looks A1 perfect. We're just using these ring shank nails to space it. This will give us an 1/8 of an inch spacing, a little bit smaller than the typical 3/16, because we got a lot going on here. I wanted a little bit of a tighter gap there. Looks pretty good, Pat. What do you think? I'm digging it. They said it wasn't possible. They said it was too many colors, too many widths in just one deck, that it could never be done, to just give up. And I said never. I said never. And here we are. Nothing's impossible.
Can't spell impossible without I'm possible.
This has got to be the one.
There can only be one.
There can only be one.
One.
One. There can only be one.
Did you watch Highlander yet?
Nah.
Oh my god, it's like the greatest movie of all time.
Really? Doubt that. Whenever we have a lot of cuts like this on an inlay, I like to plan it out so that everything looks like it was done deliberately. So you can see on the Sierra, we just had all of these running into it, run long. And then with this dark slate, we have this basket weave pattern. So this one runs long, this one's running this way, to here, and to there. Just a really little detail, but I think it makes a big difference. And you don't end up with really small pieces. Everything is kind of symmetrical. So I always like to do it like that. We're gonna get this going. We're gonna get these screwed in. And I got a little special treat for you on this inner square. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. Pat, what's going on? I didn't see you from behind this railing that I was just behind. Anyway, we got our railing frame installed here. I made a massive miscalculation on the order. We haven't done cable rail in about a year, and I forgot that the cables are sold individually, not like a section of rail. So we only have 2 cables. We need 10 of them. So got them expedited. They'll be here in a couple days, so we'll be able to finish this up. But what we're working on right now, which is really cool, we're playing around with this step. I had a couple comments on Instagram when I showed this design. The pattern wasn't running through the steps, but we're gonna attempt that and see how it looks, so that this pattern just cuts right through. So it's gonna be a lot of pieces on this step, but I think it's gonna look pretty cool. We're gonna have the outside perimeter still be that 7 1/4 Kaya, and then we'll just have like little 5-inch pieces that cut through on this pattern. And then this side, we're gonna cut through with the Tundra on an angle. So we're gonna play around with it, see how it looks, and you know, see if we can make everybody happy on Instagram there. We'll see. All right, so we're doing this inlay on the stairs here, and we just need to figure out one starting point. Doesn't really matter what we go off of, we just need something to go off of. So we ran this level right across our cut of our Costa boards, and then just popped this level on there, like that. Then I made a mark, and then Ant with his square just put that 38-degree angle on it. So this right here, that's gonna be our Costa cut, and we can put that piece in there, and then we can just do our inlay straight across, and everything should line up. And it's gonna look like it just runs right through, and it's gonna look like it goes underneath the border. So I think it's gonna be a home run, but we're not totally committed on it yet. We're gonna put it in there, see how it looks, and then make a decision. All right, so I got most of this step done. You can see how freaking confusing this is. First, I got the Costa in here, and then this part was actually kind of easy. We just have the same measurement. So from short to long, it was 6 inches, and it's a 38 and a 38. So I could cut all of these, fit them right in. They fit really nice. But this, where it changes direction, started to get a little confusing for me. So, but I got this piece in. Now I'm just measuring. And you can see, it's just picking up this pattern. Since these Tundras run like this, we wanted to pick up that pattern through the step. So I have one more piece to cut here, but we've got a 52-degree angle here. Then I need to measure to this corner. That is gonna be a 38-degree. You know what, actually, it's 38 in relation to the board, but it's 90 in relation to this cut. So I can just make that mark there, and then I just need to measure this, and we have 4 3/4. So I can make a mark here, and then we're going to be 90 degrees off of that. So that should be my cut. All right, we have these pieces temped in here. It looks like we got a really good fit on everything, so it's time to lock it in for justice. Just about wrapped up with this project. Final couple details, but I think we're gonna fail on our challenge. The 6-color Ultimate Deckorators Voyage Challenge, I think, is gonna be a failure. Let me show you what we got going on. I came up with this idea here to do an inlay in the inlay. Double inlay. Inlay inception. Here's the 6th color. The elusive Mesa. The final piece of the puzzle. The inlay in the inlay. Challenge successful. I don't think so. I just don't think it's the right color to fit in here. I wanted to do this without it looking too forced, and I just think that this is gonna look better if this is Kaya. So, sorry Mesa, we don't have a spot for you right now. But this inlay is looking pretty freaking sweet. We're doing another one down there. Ant's working on that. We're gonna do that one with Kaya. To be continued on the Ultimate Deckorators Voyage Challenge. It just wasn't meant to be with all 6 colors. And we gotta do what's right for the design, and I think what's right for the design is Kaya. So I'm gonna go cry. I'll check in later. Well, that's pretty much it for this project. Hope you enjoyed this one. Check out these drone shots. Make sure you hit subscribe, and until next time, this is Premier Outdoor Living.